Representative Magaziner for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Chairman, and thank you to our panelists. In Rhode Island, where I come from, we are producing offshore energy and building more every day. It's creating American jobs, it's lowering costs, and it's reducing our dependence on foreign energy. But it's not offshore oil drilling that we have in Rhode Island, it's offshore wind. A clean, safe form of energy that has tremendous potential to contribute to American energy dominance. I was very glad to hear some of my colleagues, Representative Kiggins and Ranking Member Ansari, speak about the benefits of offshore wind in their testimony or in their comments. And I'll just say that for us in Rhode Island, it's not just theory, it's not just something that could happen someday, it's happening in Rhode Island. We are living it, and we bring that experience. In Rhode Island, in my district, the first commercial offshore wind farm was built off the coast of Block Island in 2016. It's been spinning for almost a decade now. The South Fork Wind Project is also complete. It's powering 70,000 homes. Those homes are in New York, but the wind farm is located off of Rhode Island. And we're also currently building Revolution Wind, which will power nearly 250,000 homes in Rhode Island, which is close to half of the homes of the entire state, in addition to a couple 100,000 more in neighboring Connecticut. This wind energy is being sold to Rhode Islanders at a below-market price. And I want to make sure everyone hears this. The Revolution Wind contract is going to sell power to Rhode Island at a price of less than 10 cents per kilowatt hour. Our standard residential electricity market rate over the course of a year is 16 cents per kilowatt hour. So Revolution One, the big offshore wind project under construction now, is going to be selling electricity into the grid at about 2/3 the cost to consumers of the market rate. And offshore wind deployment could save New England ratepayers $630 million a year on average, up to $1 billion in some years. So not only do you have the environmental benefits, the cost benefits, you also, of course, have the local construction jobs, and by definition, these jobs are local jobs. Revolution One has created 1,200 direct construction jobs, nearly 100 vessel construction jobs, over 120 port jobs, and 50 vessel crewing jobs that are permanent jobs, maintenance jobs that will be permanent as well. So I invite my colleagues, and last year I brought about a half dozen of our colleagues up to Rhode Island to come see offshore wind in action. Again, for us in Rhode Island, you can actually see it, you can talk to the people who are doing the work, you can talk to the local communities that are adjacent to it. It's not theory, it's not conjecture, it's happening in Rhode Island, and I'd welcome everyone to come and learn from our experience. Like all forms of energy, it's not perfect, and you have to have a thoughtful process for where to site it, to make sure that you're managing impacts on marine life and on incumbent industries. That is why, by the way, it is so important that NOAA Fisheries and other regulators have the staffing that they need to do their jobs. And I am very concerned that the administration's plans to slash staffing at NOAA will unnecessarily hold up projects that could help lead to American energy dominance. And I'm also frankly concerned that President Trump has been promoting baseless conspiracy theories about wind energy, offshore and onshore. Wind turbines cause cancer, the lights go out when the wind stops, yada, yada, yada. We know this is not true. Like, come to Rhode Island, where we're doing this already, and you will see. And I will give credit, by the way, I don't want to paint with a broad brush. I think that a number of my Republican colleagues, as we've heard today, understand that there are benefits here to offshore wind, and I invite everybody else who wants to learn more, please come on up and visit. We'll organize a trip. I only have less than a minute left, but Mr. Chasson, I've heard you already in this hearing talk a little bit about the work that you all have done in the offshore wind space, but could you just expand a little bit on what the potential job benefits, the economic benefits are that you have seen happen or that you see potential for if we continue to progress?
Thank you for that question. And I have had the opportunity to visit Block Island, and it was good for me to see. Also went to Denmark and see what they do over there as well about offshore wind. But ultimately, you know, we've already been a player. Our port has been working on retrofitting vessels, as I mentioned earlier, and doing different things as part of the offshore wind market that is happening in the Northeast. So, you know, we're all about an energy addition for our country, but that includes offshore oil and gas, offshore wind, and the like. Anything that is going to be an offshore space, we're happy to be a part of it at Port Fourchon.
I'm out of time and I yield back, but thank you.